Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree Boho Farmhouse Romantic Shabby Chic Scrap Wreath. And we're going to use this 18-inch wreath form. This is a partially real-time DIY, partially come and craft with me for an hour. I'm going to go over really quick in a few minutes all of the we're going to use, but I just wanted to jump on here real quick to say the reason I call this a scrap wreath, and I'm doing it in the boho, romantic, shabby chic, farmhouse style, is because I'm just mixing a bunch of different textiles, most of which I bought at the Dollar Tree. Some were gifted to me. One I got at the Target dollar spot, and it was just $1. And one that was gifted to me that was $1 at the 99-cent only store. But almost everything is from the Dollar Tree. I was gifted some vintage doilies that I'm going to put on here in case you have vintage doilies at home that you want to use. Then I'm going to show you how you can put them on without damaging them or making them permanent. So in case you have grandma's favorite one, we'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So I'm going to talk because I don't know if I'm going to make this into a live DIY. I guess it depends on how long it takes me, so I'll just talk the whole time anyway. So what I have here is an 18-inch wreath form from the Dollar Tree. I know not everybody is able to get them, but you can always do this on any size wreath form. I just have a lot of embellishments, and I wanted to use the 18-inch wreath form for that very reason. So now that was pretty close, so I'm just going to adjust it. So we wrapped it in burlap. This burlap was a gift, but it was from the 99-cent only store. But I got it in friend mail. It was from the autumn season. So I was happy to receive that. Since you guys know, and maybe you don't, I love the 99-cent only store. There just isn't one by me. Whenever I visit my family in Texas, I always go to the 99-cent store. And it's my family, but it's my best friend and her family. So, but that's still my family. That's the family I picked, not the family God gave me. They're pretty awesome too, though. So, okay. We're just going to space it out a little bit better because you see we kind of ran out. Now, if you do a smaller wreath form, obviously any burlap will do. If you want a burlap base, any fabric will do if you want a fabric base. If you want to make this more boho than farmhouse boho, or boho than shabby chic, or shabby chic then, but like, you know, obviously you work with what you have. That's first and foremost, because we don't want to be going out now and buying stuff. That's kind of the whole purpose of doing all of this crafting with our stash sort of situation. And I think that's going to be good enough because we are going to cover this with stuff. So I'm not really too worried about it being perfect. I never am. I get a lot of beautiful compliments from people who like, oh, you did that, da da da. And I'm like, yeah, not really. So, you know, in one man's trash kind of thing. Sorry, I lost something rolled. I don't know what it was. Oh, it was a rose. Okay, I'll find it. Okay, so once we have that base going, I'm going to put this down a little bit. Let me glue a little bit here. Once we have that base going, this is, like I said, this is an 18-inch wreath form. I actually moved stuff on my desk, broke a glass, can't get to it because of all the cleaning we're doing here. It happens to the best of us, right? Okay. Now I have, if you saw me cut up this rug, this is one of these rugs from the Dollar Tree. I found one with a really pretty gold Greek key on it. The Greek key comes in all different colors, and I found one with this really pale gold yellow color so that it would be sort of neutral. And now I'm just going to like stick stuff places. There's not going to be any rhyme or reason to this, and that's sort of what makes it feel boho, is that you really don't have any sort of rules to it. I am kind of winging it. Like, do I want to do that? Do I want to put little pieces down here and there? Let's try to see. So what we have, and that's probably a good idea. Let me show you what we have. We have all kinds of burlap, lace, and white. These three are from the Dollar Tree. This one is from Target's Dollar Spot. But I like the color. This is the trim off the rug. So we're just going to utilize everything. These were some pre-made burlap bows and flowers that I was gifted. We have beads that I was gifted. I don't know if we're going to use beads. We have all this beautiful boho looking lace from the Dollar Tree. They were calling this burlap ribbon. But we have all of that. Let's see what this one is. Oh, that's different. Okay. And then, of course, we have lace and pearls and whatever. So we're just going to go for it a little bit. I think we're just going to, like, add layers. Oh, and the doilies. And then this rug. So I don't really know. You know? Hopefully you know that I don't know. So I think I really like the fringe edged on this. Like, do I want to actually put like the fringe edge on there? This is the hardest part about DIYing, is knowing or not knowing what you want to do. The design portion. You can get inspired by somebody else, but you really have to you don't have to do your own thing. Let's put it that way. I feel like, do I want this to be really broad and curved? Almost like, or do I want to have it in sections? I love the texture of it. That's really why I wanted it to be on here. I just love the texture. And obviously the color. The color is so perfect for this shabby chic sort of situation. I have plenty more to cut up too. This was only one section of the rug. Let's see if I can't do that. Okay. This was only one section of the rug. You just see it come back around here. I like the texture of the front, but I wanted to show you real quick because I also like the texture of the back. You see how it's just like canvas? And if you had the patience to sit here and cut off all of these strings, you see how easy they come off? You could get just this beautiful piece of canvas. I don't know if I don't think anybody's done that in a DIY yet, but that beautiful canvas is very easy to come off. So if you've ever washed one of these rugs, you know what I'm talking about. But the back would just be like this beautiful natural edge canvas. So I'm going to just trim this cleaner. I know that Boho Farmhouse isn't really about clean edges and stuff, but I'm adding the chic to the shabby chic by adding a little bit of clean edge to it. And I think I'm going to leave that on because I'm going to just glue that part underneath, but I don't really know yet. Hold on. You might have all or none of these supplies at your house, but you definitely, I'm sure, have some old t-shirts, I feel like everybody's got old doilies at their house. Now, if you like your doilies vintage, you see I'm not going to, I don't think I'm going to do any damage to them. There's a couple that I can, like the one from the Dollar Tree. But I don't think I'm going to do any damage to them. Now, in my opinion, I was originally thinking that I wanted this nice Greek key, but I kind of think I'm going to flip it. I feel like I'm going to flip it, yeah. Let me just do maybe two wrapped really close to each other right here. Let's just do that. And glue it here. So a lot of people are really intimidated by wreaths, and I feel like it's a beginner DIY. It's a great place to start with wreaths, because first of all, with wreath forms, especially the metal ones, it is so easy to remove the glue from the wreath form. So if you don't like your finished product, you can always take it off and start again. It's one of the reasons that you see a lot of DIYers on YouTube don't cut their flowers. They like to stick their flowers in whole because they like to be able to use them in a variety of different DIYs. Okay, so let's see. How's that looking so far? Okay, now I think I'm gonna... You might hate this, so it's fine. You don't have to love it. I've come to realize, and I kind of knew this before, but it got away from me for a while. Not everything is going to be for everybody. And I do say it in the comments a lot when people say they don't like it. And I'm like, well, not everything is going to appeal to everybody. Oops. Let's just nip that in the bud before that gets worse. Oh, that one going on the bottom here. Oh, forgive me. Okay. Yeah, it's just sort of like, just because you do like it doesn't mean the next person's going to like it. Just because it's in your style doesn't mean it's going to be in someone else's style either. And for right now, I know this is going to sound weird that I'm saying this about the DIY that I'm doing, but right now, this DIY is one that's going to not come together until the end. It's kind of like, because it's layers, that's what makes the boho shabby chic look. And I often talk to my sister Jane. My sister Jane is probably from birth, besides my Aunt Pat, who's passed, my sister Jane is probably the most creative person that I know to ever... What am I trying to say? I don't know. It's just amazing to come up with stuff that normally people wouldn't come up with. Or at least discover the beauty in something that people wouldn't normally discover the beauty in. She for sure has been an inspiration of mine for years. The romantic book, when we did the vintage books with the lace on it and stuff, she had that in her house in, like, I don't know, 1992. It's like what somebody would normally not think of as being a way to do some art. She just had like, oh, let me take this vintage book, and I think I want this to look like it was wrapped on that burlap. Let me see. Let's see. Anyway, she, oh, dried flowers. Oh, I got flowers from my graduation. What do I want to do with them? Well, I'll dry them, but then what? Oh, let's take it and make this beautiful vintage sort of situation. I mean, it's just, who thinks of that? My sister Jane. Besides my sister Jane. Now, in all fairness, I never asked her if it was her original idea, or maybe she saw it in a gift shop. Like, it's possible, but when I first saw it, she was the first person to share that with me. And I was like, you're amazing. I just love this, I feel like I lost the edge. Where's the edge? Oh, it's up here. I do have hot fingers. I just am not using them. A, I don't know that they work. C, B, because of my diabetes, I already have neuropathy and have trouble, like, feeling my fingertips. And, I can't really feel what I'm doing already, and put rubber silicone fingertips on there. I realize this just makes it even worse. Okay, so that was that one. We'll probably come back to add more of that one later. I want to get the lace, start getting the lace one down. So you guys know about this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. We've used it in many of our DIYs in the past. Oh, hello, goodbye. I think, so there's a couple of things you can do that I'll show you really quick. One thing really quick is you cut a piece of the lace off, and you can, cut a piece of the ribbon off and you can pull the lace right off. And it's actually really easy to do, like super easy to do. And for a shabby chic boho sort of situation, lace is such a nice thing to have. So if you want to use that for just like the trim at the end, okay, we will be doing that. Let's just glue it down. Let's just glue it down now. I was just afraid we might cover it with something, so I was like, don't glue it yet. Okay. Does anybody else like get it really short on this end and really long on that one? Oh. So then we can take the piece, and I've done this lots in my channel before, but we take the wire out and it becomes just a nice piece of ribbon. There we go. We get it from this end. I like to take my pliers or the back of a scissor, just grab the wire and pull it. Try to keep the ribbon straight and it slides right out. And then I roll it up. You could probably use it for other things. It's just really, really thin. I hate to waste it, but I've done it with so many yards of ribbon before. I think I would be like, start my own electric company with the amount of wire that I had. Okay. So now I like this because it's kind of like beat up looking now because we ripped the ribbon off. So let's do some of this, and then we'll do some with the lace on it too. So let's see. I kind of feel like I don't know what I want to do with that other rug. Do I want to cut a piece of that other rug up? Decisions. I love the layers. Oh, is this the other way? Yeah, it is the other way. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to take away from that. I think this one is really close to the base, and without the lace on it, it's just taking over. Yeah, I'm not going to use that yet. Okay, put it off to the side. Don't get rid of anything. Don't get rid of anything. Okay, so for this rug, I really do feel like I want the lace. I also feel like I want the material. Just love it so much. I'm going to cut a strip. This is going to be rough getting through these sides, by the way, in case you haven't done this yet. Now, if you can possibly Frankenstein something and make it so it's still usable for another project. So I'm just cutting the very tip of this lace off, this edge of this rug. Instead of cutting a section out of the middle, I'm cutting a section off the edge. Because I technically could still make this a small pocket pillowcase. Like, I could still make this a small pocket pillowcase. See what I'm saying? For that small, like, pillow Jimmy's got on his chair. Or even a pocketbook. If you took this to your sewing machine and sewed up the sides, that'd be a really cute pocketbook, wouldn't it? Okay, so... Oh, got the tag. You always got the tag. Tag is not very shabby chic, I'll tell you that much. Okay. Do I want it like... I wish I was live streaming with my sister, because my sister Jane would help me design this bad boy in no time. What if I'm the bottom? Ooh, what if I'm the bottom? I don't know. I don't know, people. But like we mentioned a few minutes ago, it's just glue. Any opportunity you can get to push that glue down to that wire frame, go for it. And this rug is nice and thick, so I am feeling some heat, but it's not burning. Oh, it's not done yet. This is the worst part about this, is the hurry up and wait. Okay. All right. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. So I think that might be it for the rugs until we do another one. I definitely want to get these Dollar Tree doilies on here. I've been trying to get my hands on these Dollar Tree doilies forever. I finally got them in my store. Well, I was finally at my store at the same time they were. That's really what I meant to say. Okay. So for this, I'm actually going to cut it up in at least in half. Let me see. Okay, so do you see how it's like a flower? Okay. Let's cut out a flower petal. So a lot of these vintage sort of shabby chic, boho, wreaths that you see, people actually sell them with found objects, you know. It's sort of it's kind of funny because me and my sister Jane, we get on the phone with each other and I'm like, can you believe that's back in style? I will tell you that when the grunge scene hit, my father was back in style because he was dressed like it was the 50s. He was like, everything comes around again, you'll see. And I believe it. I knew it. You know, I knew that because, you know, in the, I don't know, was it the turn of the century, in the 90s, was like bell bottoms came back in or something. And, you know, it's just like, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, funny. But we often go like, oh, okay. So that's back in style. Do you remember when we did that back in the 80s? And she'd be like, yep. Now, I will tell you, she was you know, I say she was really ahead of her time. And I don't mean just like, because it's 2020 and people are doing this stuff now. I mean, like, even for the time, she was ahead of her time. She was really, really ahead of her time. I think I'm just going to put 2 on top of each other here. And then we'll work on to a different section. So if you want to add something like a vintage doily, see, I have all of these beautiful vintage doilies and handkerchiefs. And did I drop one in the garbage can? That were gifted to me. And I don't really, like, this one's ripped. So if I cut it, I'm not like, it's not the end of the world for me. But you really don't have to, because you can just wrap it around and pin it on the back with a safety pin, with a straight pin, add a couple of stitches that you can easily remove, that kind of thing. So if you have those and you want to use those, and you really don't, you know, you really want to save them, that's how you can do it. You know, maybe they were grandma's and you want to make a, you know, give a little tribute to grandma or something. That's how you can do that. So I'm just cutting that center flower out because I really like it. This would also be a great way if you had like a really, or your mom had like a really dated but beautiful, you know, wedding dress. You could take pieces of the wedding dress lace. That's absolutely gorgeous. Those brocade little appliques that we had back in the 80s and 90s, they were all over wedding dresses. But, you know, if it's sort of like not classics cut, it may never come back into style. Some wedding dresses are just like so, you know, they were beautiful at their time sort of thing. So, okay, I'm gonna try to get this, because this is the bottom, right? Didn't I say I was going to make that the bottom? Okay. That's one thing I kind of hope nobody runs out of, is glue sticks. I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, these poor women, they don't have glue sticks. But that's the kind of thing that they'll deliver online. So I don't know if everybody has the budget to order online, which is another thing. But, okay. We're going to do some more. But I think what I will do, since we just mentioned it, is I think we'll put I know I originally was going to do this with the one that was already used, what I already ripped the lace off of, but I think I'm going to do it with this one because I want to add some lace to that. And that's really what makes it vintagey, you know? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's just end it there. Now, so far, other than this big lace ribbon, this big burlap ribbon, which, you know, they do have burlap ribbon just like it, just smaller at the Dollar Tree. In fact, here it is. Other than that, so far, everything that I've put on here is from the Dollar Tree. Except this tiny piece of burlap. The background and this tiny piece of burlap are from, this one's from Target, Dollar Spot. But everything else so far. So I'm going to flip it over so you guys can see how it's coming along. It's all right. It's coming along. Like I mentioned before, it is one of those things that you don't know until it's done what it's going to look like. And you're just going to keep going and adding and taking away. I love this ribbon. It's really like wire edged. I'm going to put a piece here. And then a piece, they're going to put a piece here to edge this rug. And then let's see where it goes and ends. Ah, I didn't let that dry. You gotta let your glue dry. Gotta let your glue cool off. I should probably be doing all of this on low temp, so it dries faster that way, or cools off faster that way. And then do it to the other side as well. So we know it's going to be here, right? Because it's there where that cut edge is. You know, a lot of times when you see me rush to do this, it is because it's hot, but most of the time it's because if I don't get it off my fingers, it's just going to keep sticking to stuff. Like, I rush to do it, and people are like, oh, did you burn yourself? I'll be like, no, it's just that I'm about to go, like, especially when you're doing moss, forget it. Moss is like, if I don't clean the glue off my fingers, I'm going back in there, and I'm going to have, forget a green thumb, I'm going to have a green everything. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to cut off these tassels. And I'm taking a piece of the fabric with me because these tassels are actually part of the woven material. So you have to take the material with you. You're going to lose your tassel. I don't know that I'm going to use them, but I don't want them hanging out back there. Let's put it that way. My goodness, that's a tough one. Okay, and then this one as well. Oh, that one's glued down. I might have to just cut the tassel off. Okay, let's see. Ooh. I didn't glue that one yet. See, it's hard to do these ones because there's so much open work. You know, there's so much open lace work and stuff, so. Now, this would be nice on a smaller scale. You could leave out the rugs. You could do, you know, obviously you can do whatever you want. Huh? Since I'm telling you that, but you know that already. No, don't dry. See, talk about you can fix it, right? Do you see what happened? It moved over as I was gluing it. So you get the glue there. So the Dollar Tree has recently come out with more lace ribbon. Originally their lace ribbon was just this crocheted stuff. This was their original like laced ribbon. Now they came out with like multicolored. Do I have it? Here it is. It's like a more of a lace. It comes in white, pink, blue, I think, and purple. Okay. This looks like it's coming loose. What's going on? Oh, I know what happened. I see what happened. So something like that happens. This is like all buckled up because when I went and stretched the lace on it, I pulled the wreath tight and not the rug. So you're just going to go underneath in the back and fix it. Just glue it down so it's nice and taut. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because hence the nature. Let's see. You know, it's funny because it just popped in my head. A lot of people aren't going to like this. I really don't care. I realized I'm not doing it for them. So let's do the same thing with this lace on the other side of this rug. This is that original crocheted lace. I'm just going to let it cool off at the back there. And we're going to wrap it around here. We can secure it in the back there, or we can keep going. So whatever you want to do. You don't want to waste it. If you don't want to waste it, you can do that. So you can see now, because I lowered the temperature of my glue gun, it's drying much quicker. I don't have to hold it as long. And then this piece, we'll do that same thing to that piece. And we want it so that, there we go, like this. You know what? Let's do it this way. I feel like you can't see anymore. There you go. Can you see that now? I should be working on the side, not on top of myself, but you know, it happens. So let's see, before I actually let that glue dry, let's put this where it belongs, shall we? We shall. There we go. There we go. Okay. For a second there, I don't know what was happening. Okay. Now we're just going to create more layers. Is that too similar, you think? Maybe we'll put a burlap ribbon down there. Let's pick a different one. Oh, that one's pretty. If you haven't seen them all, I mean, I don't have them all. I have 3 of them. So I had one that I used in a previous DIY. This is what I have left. Maybe we'll do this one now, actually. No, you know what? This one's prettier. I feel like it's more delicate of a pattern. That's probably why I was saving it. If you've been watching my channel for a while and you see me, like when I bought this rug, this boho rug, that was the time when this idea came in my head. But it just took all of this time to get the rest of the things. It just happens that way sometimes, you know. I don't want you to think that you're alone in that, because you're not. So now this is one of those things. What's more precious to you, my time or the ribbon? Let's see. Let's see. Let's put it like this. And then, oh, you know what? I'm ripping it backwards. Sorry about that, folks. I should have started down here. There we go. There we go. I should have started down here and gone that way. Oop, started over, there we go. And then I do tend to decorate and DIY in my style, mostly because I usually keep my DIYs. But there are more than one occasion where I've made something for somebody else in their style or as requested. That's another thing. People request stuff all the time. And I don't always accommodate because I don't always have the stuff. But when I do, when I can, I do. Okay. Now, let's see. We got some ribbon we didn't use yet. Let's see. What's inspiring me? What is inspiring me? Let me see my scrap basket. So I have a scrap basket. Maybe there's something in there that'll, oh, that's pretty. Maybe there's something in there that'll inspire me. Do you guys keep a scrap basket? Hopefully you do. Every once in a while, you just need a little bit of burlap to make like a wreath or, I mean, like a leaf or something. And okay. So like this, just smack it down like a layer. How about over here? No, over here. This is good. Just go over what you were working on. It doesn't make a difference. That's the beauty. I feel like now we have the pattern down. Now it's time to embellish, but so my best friend Lisa, she is a hippie. I tell her all the time, I'm like, you're a hippie and you're a type A personality you're a person who used to be a type A personality and now you're a love child. She's sweet, but she's she loves all this like bohemian stuff. I think this one side's not. I don't think it has enough glue. Okay. Now we have this one. And this one's kind of beautiful, actually. We need something here, don't we? I think this was from Amazon. It was a gift, but I think it was from Amazon. Would that be too much layered? Okay. So now what I want to do is get some more of this in there. Okay, where did it go? Oh, here it is. So now I definitely want to layer the lace because I want the multicolor, different variations of ivory. if that makes any sense. So like I said, when I was shopping at the Dollar Tree for that doily, that it didn't look ivory. It doesn't look ivory in my house, but it looked ivory next to the white. I'm going to do a bisect here. Kind of like we did with this. Let's do that here. Now, what do you think? I don't know. It's really a lot to figure out the design. You have an idea. I have an idea of what I want, but I don't have it perfectly suited just yet. I'm going to take this tassel. Oh, there. That's a good idea right here. Let's put this other one next to it like they were in the rug. Okay, so the other things that I have that I wanted to add to make it more of the shabby chicness is the pearls. And then these things. I found these things at the Dollar Tree. And I kind of feel like, do I want white and silver, or do I want this like, I'm thinking both, maybe both. Well, let's see what this looks like first. There's only 4 feet of this, so we'll see what we can do with it. Let's see. And you could separate them, but I wanted to use it just as is, just like a ribbon. Let's see. Maybe on this side. Oh, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. Oh, I like that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Do we want it over the tassels, the same direction, or do we want it over the like crisscrossing? You guys even see what I'm doing? Okay. Do we want it over by the tassels? Do we want it crisscrossing? What do you guys think? I feel like I want it over the tassels. Maybe we'll add some other ones crisscrossing in a minute. Sorry about that. Sorry about crafting messy. Sorry about crafting messy. I think these ones are just going to be like random. Like randomly over here. Like crisscrossy, yeah. Let's do those crisscrossy. See what I'm saying? All of the glue strings. So this doily was one that was gifted to me, and the lace was already coming off, so I just helped it along a little bit. I'm sure it's old, but it didn't really seem like it was from the 20s or something, so I don't feel like so bad about ruining it. Plus, I never would have been able to sew that back. I should definitely put these down first. I wanted them to be like a finished piece, like finishing piece. But it turns out they're going to be like an accent piece. There's the seam. My goodness, what is up with this? Okay, I see what's happening. I see what's happening, yeah. So let me take this opportunity to chat with you guys for a minute about this combination live real-time video. And there's just, at this point, I just stopped talking. So weird, right? So I thought I would just come on here and just to show you, speed it up a little bit because it was a very long project. But just to tell you that whatever materials that you have, that you like, that you've been collecting, that you're drawn to, this is almost like a scrapbook of fabric, almost like a junk journal, if you do junk journals, of all of your trimmings and clippings. And though I'm using ones that are like off the roll, obviously you can use just your scraps. So, I don't know if you can see, actually, maybe you can't. I've laid the doily over. I'm gluing past the doily. And I'm going to use the lace as a layering effect, but to also hold the doily. Ooh, ah! Did I get glue on? No, I didn't. Okay. But I'm going to use the lace as an anchoring method to hold the doily. And if I ever want to remove the doily. Now you can do this with any ribbon. It doesn't have to be a piece of lace that goes over the doily. Just smooth it out. You can see I left it whole. You could fold it in half. You could really do a variety of things with it. This is the doily part that's left over, and I'm trying to just show you, like, if you fold it in half, you fold it in fourths, it just layered and it looks really, really pretty. And you can achieve all those looks without cutting or gluing. Now this happens to be the edging off of the rug. Remember, I just cut one strip down the side of the rug, and I'm just going to glue some of that edging on just to give more dimension and more layers as well. No scrap left behind. I feel like I want something there and I don't know what. Maybe that's where the bows and stuff are going to go. Okay, that's right. See, I'm not usually a glam girl like this, but I love the subtlety of color that these particular gems offer. They're these really beautiful champagne colored pearls with coordinating rhinestones, which they're just absolutely lovely. I like that color better than the white one though. And as you can tell, I am not gluing them down. They are pretty sticky actually, but if you feel that this is going to be any place that's going to get beat up, you definitely want to add some glue to it just to ensure you can. These are fine. That's good with me. Now I've pieced together two, so basically to wrap 3 times around this I've used 2 strands. So 1 1/2, 1 and then 2 halves. 1 and then 1 and then 2 halves. That's what I was trying to say. Now this is the ribbon from the Dollar Tree, that new lace, which I love. I'm just going to add that as an additional layer. Let's see, we have this, and we have this, and we have this, and we have this, and we have these, and we have these, and we have these, and these. Okay, and then we have this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Okay. We're going to take a ribbon, and we're going to each piece, and we're going to fold it in half, in thirds. Fold the first third down to the middle of the next two, if that makes any sense. Okay? And we're just going to make a whole bunch this size. So you can do this with any ribbon that you want. If you want to make like an actual like farmhouse bow, this is just another technique. But to get the best look for a farmhouse type bow or a big bow is to use 2 loops of the same fabric, so it looks like it's even on both sides. But this is just a scrap bow. Basically, we're going to take some of what we had left over that we put in the wreath, and we're going to create a bow. So as you saw me fold the first one, basically you want to just find your shortest piece of ribbon if you're making it with scraps. You want to fold it what would be in thirds, but you want to fold the top third down and cover the middle third. And you want to do that the same part that comes down size. You want to match that same loop that you created. You want to match that with all your ribbon, even if your other ribbons have longer tails. And then what I'm doing is I'm stacking them with the biggest ones in the back, the shortest ones in the front. First, I'm twisting wire around it just because of my grip. Wire does help me kind of hold them together. And then I used a piece of jute and I tied the jute really tight, and that gave it more of a cinch. I'm just trying a couple of different things here, like adding the bow. No, I don't want the bow. Maybe the flower. No, I don't want the flower. So I'm just going to open all the loops, and then we're going to go ahead and add it to our wreath. We're going to do this with an additional piece of jute cord, which works because it blends into this whole sort of DIY. We're going to add 2 of the remaining tassels, the 2 that we cut off most recently. And I'm just tucking them under, like, just between, some of the ribbon, just to have a little tassel there. Kind of like under the jute knot. There you go. And then tie it on and then fluff it out. And the one thing that I'm going to add additionally that I didn't capture really well on camera, but you'll see like snippets of it, is some pearl ribbon. I just wanted to add some pearl ribbon to that bow, but you can't really tie it in. So I'm going to show you here in a second how we did it. I first put these flowers on, and just one side, and then I was like, yeah, let me see how I like it. That's how it goes. Now, I don't know how you feel, but I love it. It is a little bit better than I actually anticipated. I don't like that bow there, so I'm taking it off. Sorry. I think I want another burlap ribbon bow there, though. Maybe I want a real flower. Let's see. I haven't done this on my channel in a while, but take a piece of red ribbon, fold it in a triangle like that, and then fold the triangle in half. That's how I like to start. And start wrapping around that triangle. And as soon as you get to where it starts to come off of this piece where it goes higher, it's when you fold it down. You see that? And then you wrap until it starts to go higher, and then you fold it down. And then you wrap until it starts to go higher, and then you fold it down. And then you wrap until it gets higher, and then you fold it down. And then you wrap until it gets higher, and you fold it down. And you wrap until it gets higher, and you fold it down. And you wrap until it gets higher, and you fold it down. And you wrap until it gets higher, and you fold it down. And then eventually you get to the bottom of where you want it. Eventually you get to the size where you want it, and then you go bunch of glue. And I like to put glue up And here's why. So if you want to make this flatter, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So if I did want to make it flat like that, that one, what you do is you wait till it's dry, and you can open it really wide up. Oop, oop, oop. See? So you can like open it nice and wide. And then you can also cut the bottom off if you wanted to. So you could really hack at this thing and just cut the whole bottom of this thing off. Now that's not the same as this, but that's how you can get the look easier. Because that one is done flat. Which is basically the same thing. Instead of going up and up and up, you go wide and wide and wide. Does that make sense? Probably not. But anyway. I should have definitely taken the wire out of that ribbon. So hindsight being what it is, right? Take the wire out of that bow. But we do have rose making ribbon roses on our channel way back. But if you guys need a better updated version, just ask. We can try to sneak that in a little bit better for a different video. Now this is the part where I was saying about making a adding some pearl to it. So I took a section of pearl about as long as every other loop on that little bow, and I folded it in half and glued it to itself. And then I took what would be like a tail and I cut it at an angle, and I kind of glued the pearls between the little burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It's called burlap ribbon, and then the sort of burlap bow with the lace on it from Amazon. And then I did the same thing with the tail. I kind of tried to stick it in the same place where it would land. And then, like always, we just add a hanger to it. Now this could be a multi-directional wreath. I mean, it really could. I like the tassels hanging down on the bottom, but you can have the tassels flopping back over the rug. You can put them down on the side, whatever you want, obviously. I really do hope that you were inspired by this, and that if you recreate it, you tag me on social media. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. All of my social media is in the description box down below. If you guys really enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share with friends and family, anybody who might be interested in making this or get inspired to make something like it. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe, and when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for hanging out with me, and as always, you guys take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.